Hey there, welcome to another episode of Catechism for Kids. In this episode of Catechism for Kids, we're going to answer the question, what is World Youth Day? WYD 2027 will be held in Seoul, South Korea. And so we'll also talk about why it's happening there. We'll discuss the history of WYD and what to look forward to at this huge Catholic celebration for young people. So get ready to learn more about this amazing event where young Catholics from all over the world come together to praise Jesus Christ. Let's dive right in. World Youth Day, or WYD, is an event for the youth organized by the Catholic Church. That was initiated by Pope John Paul II in 1985. Its concept has been influenced by the Light Life movement that has existed in Poland since the 1960s, where during summer camps, Catholic young adults over 13 days of camp celebrated a day of community. For the first celebration of WYD in 1986, bishops were invited to schedule an annual youth event to be held every Palm Sunday in their diocese, nicknamed the Catholic Woodstock. It is celebrated at the diocesan level annually in most places on Palm Sunday from 1986 to 2020 and from 2021. On Christ the King's Sunday and at the international level every 2 to 4 years at different locations, the 1995 World Youth Day closing. Mass in the Philippines set a world record for the largest number of people gathered for a single religious event, with 5 million attendees. This record was surpassed when 6 million attended a Mass celebrated by Pope Francis again in the Philippines 20 years later in 2015. The most emphasized and well-known traditional theme is the unity and presence of numerous cultures. Flags and other national declarations are displayed among mainly young people, to show their attendance at the events and proclaim their own themes of Catholicism. Such is usually done through chants and singing of other national songs involving a Catholic theme. Over the course of the major events taking place, national objects are traded between pilgrims. Flags, shirts, crosses, and other Catholic icons are carried amongst pilgrims, which are later traded as souvenirs to other people from different countries. A unity of acceptance among people is also common, with all cultures coming together to appreciate one another. Other widely recognized traditions include the Pope's public appearance, commencing with his arrival around the city in the Pope Mobile, and then with his final Mass held at the event. A festival in Sydney, 2008, recorded an estimated distance of a 10-kilometer walk as roads and other public transport systems were closed off. Pope Benedict XVI criticized the tendency to view WYD as a kind of rock festival. He stressed that the event should not be considered a variant of modern youth culture, but as the fruition of a long exterior and interior path. 1987 WYD was held in Buenos Aires, Argentina. 1989 WYD took place in Santiago de Compostela, Spain. 1991 WYD was held in Częstochowa, Poland. 1993 WYD was celebrated in Denver, Colorado, United States. At WYD 1995, 5 million youths gathered at Luneta Park in Manila, Philippines, an event recognized as the largest crowd ever by the Guinness World Records. In an initial comment immediately following the event, Cardinal Angelo Amato, prefect of the Congregation for the Causes of Saints, stated that over 4 million people had participated. 1997 WYD was held in Paris. 2000 WYD took place in Rome. 2002 WYD was held in Toronto. 2005 WYD was celebrated in Cologne, Germany. Thomas Gabriel composed for the final Mass on the 21st of August 2005, the Missa Mundi or Mass of the World, representing 5 continents in style and instrumentation, and a European Kyrie influenced by the style of Bach, South American Gloria with guitars and pan flutes, an Asian Credo with sitar, an African Sanctus with drums, and an Australian Agnus Dei with didgeridoos. Sydney, Australia, was chosen as the host of the 2008 World Youth Day celebrations. At the time it was announced in 2005, WYD 2008 was commended by the then Prime Minister of Australia, Kevin Rudd, and the Archbishop of Sydney, Cardinal George Pell. World Youth Day 2008 was held in Sydney, with the Papal Mass held on the Sunday at Randwick Racecourse. The week saw pilgrims from all continents participate in the Days in the Diocese program hosted by Catholic dioceses throughout Australia and New Zealand. Pope Benedict XVI arrived in Sydney on the 13th of July 2008 at Richmond Air Force Base. Cardinal Pell celebrated the opening Mass at Barangaroo, East Darling Harbour, with other activities including the reenactment of Christ's Passion during the Stations of the Cross and the Pope's boat cruise through Sydney Harbour. Pilgrims participated in a variety of youth festivities, including visits to St. Mary's Cathedral, daily catechesis, and Mass led by bishops from around the world, concerts, visits to the tomb of St. Mary Makalop, the Vocations Expo at Darling Harbour, reception of the Sacrament of Reconciliation, and praying before the Blessed Sacrament during adoration. The Mass and concert at Barangaroo saw an estimated crowd of 150,000. The event attracted 250,000 foreign visiting pilgrims to Sydney. With an estimated 400,000 pilgrims attending Mass celebrated by Pope Benedict XVI on the 20th of July. On the 12th of June 2008, xt3.com, Catholic social online network and news site, was launched as the official Catholic social network of WYD. It was considered to be a direct fruit of WYD 08, just as Salt plus Light Television was a direct fruit of World Youth Day 2002 in Toronto. The name was an abbreviation for Christ in the Third Millennium, and is operated by the Archdiocese of Sydney, with the support of Archbishop Cardinal George Pell. The site was closed in 2019. In December 2012, the XT3 team produced a Gangnam-style Advent video. In May 2007, it was reported that Guy Sebastian's song Receive the Power had been chosen as official anthem for World Youth Day, WYD 08, to be held in Sydney in 2008. The song was co-written by Guy Sebastian and Gary Pinto, with vocals by Paulini. Following the celebration of Holy Mass at Randick Racecourse in Sydney on the 20th of July 2008, Pope Benedict XVI announced that the next International World Youth Day 2011 would be held in Madrid, Spain. This event was held from the 16th to the 21st of August 2011. There were 9 official patron saints for World Youth Day 2011, in addition to Pope John Paul II, Isidore John of the Cross, Maria de la Cabeza, John of Avila, Teresa of Avila, Rose of Lima, Ignatius of Loyola, Raphael Arnaiz, and Francis Xavier, patron of world missions. During his address to seminarians, Benedict announced that the Spanish mystic and patron of Spanish diocesan clerics St. John of Avila would become a doctor of the Church, a designation granted to only 34 saints throughout the 20 centuries of Church history. An estimated 2 million people attended an all-night vigil to complete the week. More than expected. Since 2002, World Youth Day has been held every 3 years. After the 2011 event, the next World Youth Day was scheduled a year earlier than usual in 2013 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. In order to avoid any conflict with the 2014 FIFA World Cup being held in 12 host cities throughout Brazil and the 2016 Summer Olympics being held in Rio de Janeiro, more than 3 million Catholic youths had gathered for the event from across the world. Pope Francis announced at the end of closing Mass for World Youth Day 2013 that Krakow, Poland, would be the venue for World Youth Day 2016. An estimated 3 million people attended. Young people from many countries took part in the week-long event, which began on the 25th of July 2016 and ended on the 31st of July 2016 with an open-air Mass led by Pope Francis at Campus Misericordiae. The theme for this year's World Youth Day was Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy, tying in closely with the Year of Mercy, which was initiated by Pope Francis on the 8th of December 2015 and concluded the 20th of November 2016. At the concluding Mass for World Youth Day 2016 in Krakow, Pope Francis announced that Panama City would host World Youth Day in 2019. The World Youth Day was held from Tuesday the 22nd of January until Sunday the 27th of January. At the concluding Mass in Panama City, Cardinal Kevin Farrell announced that the next World Youth Day would be in Lisbon, Portugal, originally scheduled to be held in August 2022. The Holy See announced on the 20th of April 2020 that it was postponed to August 2023 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 1.5 million pilgrims attended, in particular the overnight vigil and the concluding Mass. The 2027 World Youth Day will be in Seoul, South Korea, as announced by Pope Francis during the concluding Mass at Park Taejo in Lisbon. So, who can attend World Youth Day? Anyone who wants to can attend World Youth Day. But it is especially encouraging for young people who want to encounter Christ and deepen their faith. It's a chance for them to learn more about their faith and to share their faith with each other. What can we expect at World Youth Day 2027? The next World Youth Day will take place in 2027 in Seoul, South Korea. It will be a historic event for the Church in Asia, and so many young people from all over the world will gather together to celebrate their faith. They will have the chance to attend daily masses, participate in praise and worship, listen to catechesis or religious talks, and take part in cultural events. They will also have the chance to meet Pope Leo XIV. It will be an incredible experience of faith and friendship. Why is World Youth Day being held in Seoul, South Korea? World Youth Day has been held in various locations around the world since its inception in 1985. The selection of a particular city as the host for World Youth Day is usually a decision made by the Pope. Typically, the Pope chooses a city that has a significant Catholic population and where the event can have a positive impact on the local church. Additionally, logistical factors such as the city's ability to accommodate large crowds and provide necessary infrastructure are also taken into account when making a decision. There may also be other special considerations such as the city's cultural significance or its geographic location. However, the ultimate decision on where to hold World Youth Day rests with the Pope. Does the Pope attend World Youth Day every year? Yes, the Pope has attended most World Youth Day celebrations since the event began in 1985. It is an important event for the Catholic Church, and the Pope sees it as an opportunity to connect with young people from all over the world. However, there have been a few occasions when the Pope has been unable to attend due to health reasons or other scheduling conflicts. In those cases, a representative of the Pope, such as a cardinal or a bishop, has attended in his place. Thanks for watching this episode of Catechism for Kids. We hope that you learned something new and interesting about World Youth Day. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Till next time, God bless you.